backdoor, finding McCraven, pass a little high for him. McCraven had a reset, puts it up off the glass, good.
Out to Hallie Crockett, her second baseball pass up the floor to Abby Richmond. Right-handed layup for two.
Still backing and backing, gets stalled again, and picks up 2 points. So 2-point takedown.
The puck tries to reverse along the boards, taken away by Parker. Found it out of goal! Parker tees up Brody Schultz!
Little right-handed dribble, goes to Reichel, deep three-pointer on the way! That's good.
Up the floor, Severson over to Bevins, all alone, steps up, shoots the three, and it's good.
Ulster Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a good Friday evening here on the Skeeter 101.5 KFGI. And for those also tuning in with the video stream at yourliveevent.com. My name is Paul Vold, coming to you live from the Aitkin High School Gymnasium as we bring you Aitkin Gobblers and Crosby-Ironton Rangers boys basketball here this evening. It is a battle of a rivalry that will certainly be tested here tonight, with the Crosby-Ironton Rangers entering with a 6-4 record on the season, while the Aitkin Gobblers scuffling with a 5-7 record on the season. They battle here tonight for rivalry supremacy as well as bragging rights going into that first matchup of a 2-game set this season as well. Crosby-Ironton on the back end of a back-to-back, falling last night against Pequot Lakes 64-41, and a game of which they were only down 3 at halftime against the Pequot Lakes Patriots, but ultimately a second half marred by turnovers and cold shooting dispelled any chance of coming back in that game against the Crosby-Ironton, against Pequot Lakes last night as well. Well, for the Aitkin Gobblers, finally a break in their schedule. They've been off since Monday, their last contest as well. But this matchup that we have tonight against the likes of the Aitkin Gobblers against Crosby-Ironton, they defeated Monaga in a contest where they seemed just a little bit slow and or sluggish, with a matchup of which they won 64-49, but in the minds of their head coach, Scott Stanfield, wasn't entirely enough for that win as well. Snapping a 3-game losing streak, they were up 6 at halftime. To snap that 3-game losing streak, built up a 10-point lead, but it was a performance in the second half that was Eli Christie finishing with a game-high 25 points, but it was 17 points in the second half for Eli Christie that ultimately helped the Gobblers get back in the win column here tonight. But a matchup here overall, as well as we welcome in my color commentator here tonight, Jeremy Jansen. And Jeremy, of course, this matchup here tonight, you throw the records out every single time Crosby-Ironton and Aitkin get on the court, get on the football field, on the baseball diamond, no matter what. Both teams are 0-0. They want to go 1-0 against their own rival.
If I was a betting man, I'd say it's going into overtime, Paul. The rivalry that the Gobblers and Rangers have over the years is just they know each other so well. Right. They play each other in the summertime when it's summer basketball, whatever it is. So they know each other, and you always expect a tight game. It doesn't matter if one team is that much better throughout the year. It's always going to be a tight one here, and so I look forward to it.
3 of the last 4 matchups have gone to overtime as well, so we'll definitely keep our eye out on that. One of those matchups, a double overtime victory that was back in the 2020-21 season, highlighted by a pair of last-second buzzer beaters by Frank Meyer from Crosby-Ironton to send it to overtime, as well as a second overtime. But the Gobblers came out ahead in that one. Crosby-Ironton last season won 58-55 in the first matchup in overtime. Then Aitkin rallied once again 78-76 in overtime in the series finale in that season as well. But Crosby-Ironton takes on Aitkin tonight. The Rangers 9-4, while Aitkin is 5-7. Take a break here on the pregame show. We've got plenty in store tonight with the pregame show. Of course, we'll have our conversation with Coach Scott Stanfield coming up as we lead up to the First Western Bank and Trust first tip here tonight. It's the Rangers, it's the Gobblers. Boys High School basketball on Skeeter 101.5.
If your vehicle has an unfortunate mishap, you want the best in quality bodywork. You need to take it to Aitkin Body Shop. They can handle any collision or auto glass repair, and they have a state-of-the-art facility and technology. Technology. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit them at 421 North Minnesota Avenue. Towing services also available. Give them a call at 218-927-2883. Remember the name that stands for quality and trust. That's Aitkin Body Shop, providing exceptional auto body collision and paint repair since 1974.
It's been more than just a family tradition since 1938. Purchasing a new Ford car, truck, or pre-owned vehicle from Aitkin Motors. Family owned and operated. Aitkin Motors offers you a stress-free car shopping experience. Need an oil change? New tires? Check out the low-price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors has a full service department with factory-trained Ford technicians. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Dustin Richters.
Favorite teacher is Mr. Miller.
Mr. Googe is my favorite teacher.
Definitely Miss Grader.
Definitely Miss Grader in class biology.
Mr. May.
Right now is psychology. Mr. Smith's my favorite teacher.
Mr. May's science class.
Any art class.
Mr. May in my ornithology class.
We always practice good sportsmanship and respect.
Go Gobblers.
Go All-Stars.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
Welcome back here this evening on Skeeter 101.5, and for those also tuning in with the video stream at yourliveevent.com. Paul Volt, Jeremy Jansen tonight with the Aitkin Gobbler boys basketball team playing host with the Crosby-Ironton Rangers here this evening. Broadcast schedule a little bit lighter today, of course, the Mid-State Conference Wrestling Meet taking place over at Detroit Lakes High School, that on yourliveevent.com, and they have been rolling since 1 o'clock here today as well, still going strong. I think the Gobblers were 2-1 in matches so far here today.
And I think their fourth match started at, I want to say 6 o'clock, Paul.
So we've been continuing on with coverage again of that one-day conference tournament over in Detroit Lakes as well, covering, of course, Crosby-Ironton Wrestling, Pequot Lakes Pine River Bacchus, the road crew, as well as the Aitkin Gobblers, with other matches, of course, taking on the likes of Staples Motley and also Detroit Lakes as well. But here tonight, basketball are the hardwood tonight. Gobblers this evening, got a chance to at least catch up momentarily during the JV halftime warm-up. At least some of the varsity players were warming up. Brecken Williams, that is, he did take a little bit of a scuffle late in the contest on Monday. Hampered by that right hip a little bit, maybe sat out practice a good majority on Tuesday, but spoke with him momentarily. Hip's good to go, so he's going to give it a shot tonight.
Feeling good, and I don't think he would have missed this one for anything.
No, definitely not, especially with this Gobbler lineup that's in need, of course, of production and multiple fronts as well for the Gobblers. But for the Rangers on the other side, they certainly do provide a tough matchup, led by the guard in Jordan Mount and also Will Meyer down low in the post. That's going to be a good matchup here tonight to see how the Gobblers go after that powerful center in Will Meyer down low. Mix and match combination. I'm sure we'll see the likes of, we'll see Isaac Ospis down there. How Alex Paul maybe gets matched up down there as well, too. I know that he's been picking up the pace as of late in the post action as well, putting up at least 10-5, in the last 5-6 games for the Gobblers, too. Previously having conversations with Coach Scott Stanfield, Alex is going to see a lot of action on both ends of the floor, down low in the post on the offensive side, probably guarding one of the better offensive players for the Rangers here tonight on the defensive side, too.
Yeah, one thing you're going to get from Alex is great defense, a lot of hustle. He's going to give you 10 points. He's probably going to give you close to 10 rebounds, and he's going to play lockdown defense. And so it's going to be fun to see that matchup. Him and Will know each other well and guarded each other over the years, and should be a fun matchup. And to your point, see what Isaac Osmus was in there. I don't know that a lot of teams have an answer when you got somebody 6'7", 6'8", especially with Crosby only having the one big. And so There's going to be a mismatch down there, and we're going to see how the Gobblers take advantage of that.
We'll get more of that matchups that we're talking the game within the game tonight as we had our conversation with Coach Scott Stanfield for the Aitkin Gobblers. We'll chat with him coming up on the other side of this break. Gobblers taking on the Crosby-Ironton Rangers tonight here on Skeeter 101.5 and also on YourLiveEvent.com.
Here in beautiful central Minnesota, we get to enjoy nature every day. At Mille Lacs Energy Cooperative, we understand because we live, work, and play here too. However, just because you're not in the big city doesn't mean you can't have access to great internet service. Let MLEC Fiber give you the fast and reliable internet you deserve. Check to see if MLEC Fiber is available where you live. Visit us online or call our office at 218-429-0433.
If your vehicle has an unfortunate mishap, you want the best in quality bodywork. You need to take it to Aitkin Body Shop. They can handle any collision or auto glass repair, and they have a state-of-the-art facility and technology. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit them at 421 North Minnesota Avenue. Towing services also available. Give them a call at 218-927-2883. Remember the name that stands for quality and trust. That's Aitkin Body Shop, providing exceptional auto body collision and paint repair since 1974.
It's been more than just a family tradition since 1938. Purchasing a new Ford car, truck, or pre-owned vehicle from Aitkin Motors. Family owned and operated. Aitkin Motors offers you a stress-free car shopping experience. Need an oil change? New tires? Check out the low-price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors has a full service department with factory-trained Ford technicians. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Dustin Richters.
Favorite teacher is Mr. Miller.
Mr. Googe is my favorite teacher.
Definitely Miss Grader.
Definitely Miss Grader in class biology.
Mr. May.
Right now is psychology. Mr. Smith's my favorite teacher.
Mr. May's science class.
Any art class.
Mr. May in my ornithology class.
We always practice good sportsmanship and respect. Go Gobblers. Go All-Stars.
Welcome back here on Skeeter 101.5 and also on YourLiveEvent.com. It is the Aitkin Gobblers playing host to the Crosby-Ironton Rangers boys high school basketball tonight as we catch up now with head coach of the Aitkin Gobblers, Scott Stanfield, joins us here on the pregame show. And Coach, as always, thanks again for taking time to speak with us tonight.
You bet, Paul.
Coming up here, of course, you had a couple of days off, so thankfully as well for your team, too, coming off a win on Monday, 64-49, a win here on your home court against Monaga. And looking back to that contest, I know I remember in our post-game interview as well, there were a few things that you look back on that maybe weren't the most pleasing out of the performance from the team, but looking back at that game, what did you take away from that win against Monaga on Monday?
Yeah, I think we were sloppy at times, but in the second half when we needed to be better, we were better. We took control down the stretch. It was nice to see, and our free throws weren't great, but we were able to keep the scoreboard moving forward by hitting 1 out of 2, which really helped. So. Yeah, I saw that the kids, you can get after them and challenge them, and they responded, which is really good.
The one player in particular that we saw respond in that second half, Eli Christie finishing with 25 points, 17 of them coming in the second half as well. And I know that a few other players, Braden had a slow first half and picked things up in the second half too. Alex Palm's been a really nice improvement these last few games. We'll maybe touch on him here in just a moment. But I know the second half, obviously, coming to halftime locker room and give them that message of pick things up a little bit. And then Eli kind of leads the charge a little bit with those second half points, totaling 17 out of those 25. And second half effort, I know a much higher, especially now going into this part of the season, especially with this matchup too. Putting together a whole performance, I know is going to be crucial, especially with tonight.
We didn't do that against Monaga, and we won, and we did it 3 games in a row and didn't win. just because we didn't make free throws. So some of our better games have come on the heel, with losses. So we're capable of playing a complete game. We just need to play with energy all the time. Basketball is a game where if you don't, it has a way of making you look foolish, and it did on Monday for a long period of time. But we recovered from that. And Eli, got the message, and you could tell he picked up his intensity and defense and offensively going to the rim and kind of taking charge, and that's what we need him to do. And Alex Palm has been getting better and better, getting more accustomed to what we need him to do this year and score some points. So he's been going to the basket better, and it was really good to see. We always kind of put him on one of the better offensive players on the other team, that a 6'2" kid and some bigger kids. So Alex really expends a lot of energy on defense, and that's hard to play both ends of the ball when you're tasked to stop the other team's best player and then contribute both sides of the ball. But he's been getting better at it, and he had a nice game against Monaga, one of the few, I think.
Look at this matchup tonight, Coach. Of course, Crosby's coming off a loss last night against Pequot, but still an equally tough matchup. Second game of back-to-back, but for your team, you finally had some rest the first time in about 2.5, if not 3 weeks for your team too. But this matchup has literally come down to at the very end, whoever puts the ball in the basket at the very last second, especially. I think 3 of the last 4 games have gone into extra time as well, into overtime. And hopefully the recent stretch your team has played with overtime games. Let's hope that's a different story here tonight. This matchup always provides a lot of interesting, game within the game moments with this matchup against the Rangers.
It does, and I haven't been involved in a streak like that where nearly every game, we split every year for the last few years. And most of those games, like you said, are either overtime or down to the last possession. So. And I wouldn't be surprised if it happened again. It's just the way it goes. But kids are ready. There's energy from practices when they play Crosby. I wish they would have that energy against every other team. But I was able to watch Crosby last night against Pequot. Pequot, very good team. They'll get it figured out. They've lost a few games, but they'll get it figured out. They got a nice team. And Crosby battled them. It was a 3-point game at halftime. Pequot kind of stepped up the intensity a little bit the second half and pulled away. But Crosby's got 3, 4 players that we're going to have to find. The guards are very good. Jordan Mount and Stockman. And we'll have to really account for them in transition and in their half-court offense. Will Meyer, the big lefty down low, is good enough to do some damage too. So, and they got a couple other kids, Ringham. Players has been shooting very well, and Noah Larson is just a energizer bunny. He's all over the place. So it'll be a really interesting matchup because we do match up fairly well.
Coach, we appreciate the time. Hopefully after tonight's game, we're talking about a win for your team, and especially in this Crosby matchup, it'll be a good one as always. Thanks again.
You bet.
Head coach for your Aiken Gobblers boys basketball team, that being Scott Sandfield, joining us here on the pregame show. The Gobblers taking on Crosby-Ironton tonight. Again, 3 of the last 4 matchups have gone into extra time, but just about dating all the way back to the 2019-20 season. It's been a split series all the way through, but back in 2019-2020, it was Crosby-Ironton winning both games. But other than that, the last 5 years have been an even split overall with this matchup between the Rangers and also the Gobblers with this contest here tonight. But also, not only that, a sectional matchup, a mid-state conference matchup as well. Gobblers in their first conference matchup of the season against Crosby-Ironton in the mid-state conference, sitting at a 3-1 Section 7 2A record. Crosby-Ironton is 5-2 in the section. Not only is it a home game for the Gobblers, it's a rivalry game, it's a sectional game, and a conference game. So a lot of marbles being pushed in early here in this, and now going into a very very conference-heavy portion of your schedule this
correct. And to your point, Paul, in the section, this is a big game for the Gobblers. This is what moves you up and gets you that home playoff game in the season. So, I mean, a big one against Crosby. Obviously, you get 2 of them, but one you want to get your early seed movement, and this is one that does it. That win against Piers bumped us 4 or 5 spots early on, and so I think that's another. It's not just a rivalry game. There's much more at stake here than just Aitkin Crosby.
Just the bonus points alone of it being Crosby and Aitkin has everybody here. Stands are full here tonight from Aitkin High School. We'll get a break here on the pregame show. Of course, we're leading up to the First Western Bank and Trust first tip here tonight. It's Crosby-Ironton against Aitkin from the Aitkin High School Gymnasium here on Skeeter 101.5 and also at YourLiveEvent.com. We'll get a break here with the national anthem coming up. We'll get starting lineups and more still on the way as the opening tip is coming up here on Skeeter 101.5 and YourLiveEvent.com.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
Here in beautiful central Minnesota, we get to enjoy nature every day. At Mille Lacs Energy Cooperative, we understand because we live, work, and play here too. However, just because you're not in the big city doesn't mean you can't have access to great internet service. Let MLEC Fiber give you the fast and reliable internet you deserve. Check to see if MLEC Fiber is available where you live. Visit us online or call our office at 218-429-0433.
My name is Jared, born and raised in Minnesota, and I'm a project director at Enbridge. Enbridge is more than a pipeline company. It's a company participating in renewable energy projects in Minnesota and abroad, and I'm really proud to be working here.
We believe a cleaner energy future is achievable. For over 20 years, we've been early adopters of renewable energy, and we're proudly committed to net zero emissions by 2050. To hear more from Jared, visit enbridge.com/Jared. That's JERRID.
I'm dreaming of a world where thinkers and doers collide, where technology creates pathways for new opportunities and ideas. I want to ask questions and shape the answers that lead to real and meaningful advancements in this digital era. I'm going to innovate the world someday.
Riverwood Healthcare Center in Aitkin provides total joint care for shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, hands, and wrists. Our team of highly skilled orthopedic surgeons use innovative procedures to increase mobility and reduce pain. Get back to the activities you enjoy. Learn more at riverwoodhealthcare.org. Riverwood Healthcare, your trusted leader for orthopedics and sports medicine.
I'm dreaming of a world where everyone has the opportunity for education. Where classrooms are not only a place to learn, but to make an impact. I will help the next generation of game changers and difference makers. I am going to teach the world someday.
Here in beautiful central Minnesota, we get to enjoy nature every day. At Mille Lacs Energy Cooperative, we understand because we live, work, and play here too. However, just because you're not in the big city doesn't mean you can't have access to great internet service. Let MLEC Fiber give you the fast and reliable internet you deserve. Check to see if MLEC Fiber is available where you live. Visit us online or call our office at 218-429-0433.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
Mr. May's ornithology class.
My last 6 years on the Aitkin All-Stars.
Going to Rumble on the Red wrestling tournament.
Just going to the state tournament last year for wrestling.
Making one of those last-minute shots against Crosby. Going to state my 10th grade year for wrestling.
The Virginia tournament during basketball.
My chemistry class last year.
I would say the Virginia tournament.
Going to state my freshman year for dance.
Being able to participate in multiple sports teams.
We always practice good sportsmanship and respect. Go Gobblers. Go All-Stars.
Vehicle repair, schedule an appointment with the Aitkin Motors Service Department. Tires, check out the low price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors, family owned and operated, serving the area for over 84 years. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
Welcome back tonight here on Skeeter 101.5. For those also tuning in the video stream at yourliveevent.com. For those during the national anthem, got a nice little view of the back of Jordan Moss's head during the national anthem break. We do apologize for that, but nonetheless, still got a good head of hair on him nonetheless here tonight as we get a look at our starting lineups for both squads here tonight on Skeeter 101.5 and yourliveevent.com. Starting first with the visiting team on the scoreboard tonight, it will be for the Crosby-Ironton Rangers. They will go like this. Number 4 is a junior guard in Jordan Mount. Number 12 is a junior guard in James Stockman, while number 14 is also a junior guard in Joseph Ringhand, while number 44 is a junior forward in Noah Larson, and number 54 is a senior center in Will Meyer. Head coach for the Crosby-Ironton Rangers, the old ball coach, and Dave Galovich, well assisted by Neil Testall and John Hogue for the Crosby-Ironton Rangers. Now the other side tonight for the Aitkin Gobblers tonight, their starting lineup will go like this. Number 0 is a 5'11" senior point guard in Eli Christie. Number 3 is a junior at 5'10" and a shooting guard in Braden Smith. Number 15 is a 6'3" senior shooting forward in Alex Palm. Number 21 is a 5'11" junior point guard in Brecken Williams, while number 33 is a senior at 6'2" and a forward, Nathan Price, for the Aitkin Gobblers tonight. Head coach for the Gobblers in his second full season is Scott Stanfield, assisted by Greg Hills, Ben Schwartz, and Daryl Smith. Paul Vole joined alongside Jeremy Jansen as we're getting ready for the start of our contest tonight with the First Western Bank and Trust first tip. Time for that First Western Bank and Trust first tip. With First Western Bank and Trust, we're not just here for you, we are you. With locations in Baxter, Nisswa, across the lake, you can bank on us. Gobblers in the home blacks here tonight. Aitkin across the chest in white with red trim, red numbers with white trim on the uniform, while Crosby-Ironton, Crosby number Ironton on the front of the uniform in solid maroon with white uniforms. It'll be Palm, it'll be Meyer to take the opening tip for the Gobblers and for the Rangers here this evening. Both scoreboards are ready. We're ready as well. Opening tip here on this rivalry matchup is, well, non-conclusive.
They both went up and the ball kept going and they kept coming down.
Yep. As we will get a jump ball tie-up before anyone gains possession, as the opening tip is one controlled by the Gobblers. It'll be Eli Christie to bring it up to the front court, works it to the right side for Braden Smith. Now goes up to the top to the right side and will fire up a shot to the near side of the court, looking left side now to the likes of Braden Smith. Smith will go right side to Brecken Williams, fed inside to Alex Palm. Up with the right-handed shot is up and good. Alex Palm with his first points of the night here today. Crosby-Ironton brings it up to the front court, works it right side, now up and lays it in for 2 points, going for a number 4. That is Jordan Mount with 2 points here this evening. Back and forth we go. Gobblers try to bring it up to the front court. We'll go to the top of the right side, now to the top of the key, left side in the corner now for the likes of Alex Palm, or excuse me, for the likes of Eli Christie. Gobblers foul called on him. 2-2 our score at the free throw line. It will be for Brecken Williams. His first foul of the night. Front end of the two guaranteed is no good. Looks
like we'll just have to see the second free throw is up and good, making now a 3-0 lead for the Gobblers. 3-2 the score here on YourLiveEvent.com as well as Skeeter 101.5. Pass down low. Now out to Eli Christie, top of the left wing. Gets it to Brecken Williams. Pass to the free throw line. Now back out to the right wing. It will go to the legs of.
We'll go to Eli Christie. Loses the handout, nearly stolen away, but Brecken Williams comes out with loose ball and a foul called out on the floor. We'll see at the free. No continuation on the foul as Noah Larson will have the foul assessed to him. First foul for each. 3-2 our score. 16:10 to go here in this first half. Gobblers trailing the Crosby-Ironton Rangers. Top of the circle now, working it right side, down to the free throw line. It was stripped away from Alex Palm as it was looking for the likes of Nathan Price, as now we'll see the Rangers set up with James Stockman at the top of the circle. They'll go right side, pass down low. 3-2 is the score. Gets a screen, does ring hand, Stockman, I should say, in the paint, loses the handle, regains it. Now we'll go up with the left-handed shot, throwing it up, no good. Loose rebound down on the floor. Eli Christie comes out with it and gets it right to Braden Smith. Smith will give the basketball, come back the other way. Gobblers with the handle of the basketball with Eli Christie down to Braden Smith in the paint. Right-handed turnaround jumper, no good. Into the hands of number 12 and James Stockman. Stockman will come back the other way, hands it out to Jordan Mount. Three to two the score. Right elbow pass into the right corner now. Out on the wing for Noah Larson. Swinging it around to Will Meyer. Meyer out on the left wing and ball thrown away as it's tipped out by the Gobblers. It will stay with the Rangers. Right in front of the bench. It will be inbounded. Now to the likes of the handoff for James Stockman. Right side pass for number 4 and Jordan Mount. Gets it over to Stockman once again on the right wing. Stops, pops a three. Shot is up, no good. Rebounded by Eli Christie. Christie fighting for all sorts of loose balls down on the floor. And this one he had to get up a little bit for that one and took it away cleanly with 14:24 to go in the first half. Into the right side. Be an opportunity down low. Turnaround jumper no good from Palm. Rebounded into the hands of Will Myers. He gives it up into left corner from Mount. Three on the way from Larson, no good. Rebounded by Myers. Stops, put back, no good. Rebound picked backed up by number 14 and Joseph Ringhand. Rangers will reset with 14 minutes to go in the first half. Score remains at 3-2. Gobblers more misses on the offensive end so far. Three from Mount is on the way and good. Makes it a 6-2 advantage, excuse me. 13:42 to go. Counting downward here in this first half. Gobblers need to get it across half court. They do to Alex Palm. Palm will hand it off to Braden Smith. Top of the right side. Now gets it back towards the middle. Out on that left wing side and extended out to Nathan Price now after a pass from Braden Smith. Smith looks to the right side. He'll get a pass out to the wing now for Brecken Williams. Picks up the dribble. Hands off now to Eli Christie, who gets a screen from Palm in the left corner now for Brecken. Trying to break through this defense down low to Nathan Price. Braden Smith, left wing in the corner now for Price. Gets it to Palm just outside the perimeter. Gets a screen. Smith, right side to Christie. Not allowing much room for any of these Gobbler shooters. It's loose. Now down to Brecken Williams with some space. Down low. Now back out. Braden going to fire up a three for the Gobblers. No good. Rebounded down to Will Meyer. Meyer will give it up to Ringhand to Mount. Now back over to Ringhand top of the right side. Into the corner now for Will Meyer. Rolls it down low just outside to Larson on the perimeter. Up top, nearly tipped away and stolen by the Gobblers' Eli Christie. 12:27 to go, 6-2. Rolling in, a ring hand. Can't get the shot to roll through. It's into the hands. Stockman's initial, and then Will Meyer's putback chance stolen away by the Gobblers on that offensive glass. It was taken defensively. Eli Christie gets a high pass from Brecken Williams just outside the paint. Turnaround jumper is no good. Rebounded off the glass and into the hands of James Stockman, who will push the pace the other way. Left side, Ringhand will drive from the free throw line. Back out on the way from Larson on the three-pointer from Ringhand, no good. Into the hands of, looks like Eli Christie on the rebound.
Eli's third rebound of the evening.
All of them have been quite contested. Left side, Christie, three on the way, no good. Rebounded down to Noah Larson. Larson will give it up to Stockman, that is, with 11:33 to go. 6-3 remains the score. It'll be Jordan Mount inside the paint. Free throw line, pushes it back out to Stockman. Stockman inside the paint, back out to Mount. He'll look to drive inside. Into the left corner now. He'll get the dribble up to the top of the circle. Inside the free throw circle to Ringhand, one-on-one against Palm. Skip pass from the right elbow extended. Left corner at three on the way from Mount, no good. Rebounded down to Meyer, it's loose. Now Larson will throw up a runner outside and rebounded it to Alex Palm for the Aitkin Gobblers. Get a timeout taken here on the floor. Just a quick 30-second timeout here. 6-2 our score, nearing the midway point here of this first half already, Jeremy. Both teams down the floor, and well, it looks like here the way this game is shaping up, offense and each possession is going to be very crucial for both teams.
Yeah, the ball hasn't fallen for either team early. Crosby 9-5 on the boards, though. They have gotten some second shot opportunities, just haven't got them to fall. Gobblers have pretty much been one shot and done. Looks like Osmus is coming in the game maybe to offer a little bit of that rebound help. So we'll see what happens here, but a good game as far. Low scoring, which we expected.
6-2 our score here on on Skeeter 101.5 KFGI FM and also at yourliveevent.com as we are rolling here tonight. Few people checking out this broadcast on either here this evening, whether on the video or whether on the radio as well. I know one of them tuning in and making sure that we sound as good as we can. Landon Jansen tuning in as well. Shout out to Landon for tuning in here this evening. 10:56 to go. Gobblers with the possession. Tanner Nissen checks in during the timeout, as well as Isaac Osmus for the Gobblers. Gobblers down 6-2 to Crosby-Ironton. Nissen out on the left wing, tries to get a pass to Alex Palm. It'll go off his shin, but he recollects it. Now to the top of the key. Skip past the free throw line for Eli Christie. Down low to Osmus, up off the glass and in for two. That's going to be the way the Gobblers push back the offensive way, finding some space. And, well, Isaac Osmus had nobody within, well, an arm's length from him. That's quite a distance.
Little high-low they just played there. Nice little pass from Eli down to Osmus for that easy bucket.
Stockman with the handle of the basketball. Gets it out to the right corner now for Will Meyer after a pass from Joseph Ringhand. Ringhand back to Stockman. Free throw pass is stolen away by the Gobblers into the hands of Isaac Osmus for the Aitkin Gobblers.
First turnover of the night for Crosby, 1-1.
Step back jumper at the free throw elbow. Last touch by the Gobblers as the shot was missed. Osmus tried to chase it away, but just a little bit beyond his reach, going out of bounds. 6-4 the score. Turnover by the Gobblers will make it now 9:55 to go in the first half. 6-4. The Gobblers trailing their rivals in Crosby-Ironton. Right side to Joseph Ringhand out in the corner now. Down low for Noah Larson. Will Meyer, one-on-one, stops, hesitates, throws up a shot, is blocked, and a foul called out on the floor. Looks like this one will go against Osmus, as he was the one in the area defending Will Meyer, and that will be 2 free throws for him as well. Second foul of the night for Aitkin. First free throw is good for Crosby-Ironton's Will Meyer. Second free throw coming up here momentarily. And no good. A rebound is picked up on the long rebound to Jordan Mount. Stockman at the top of the key, drawing a pair of defenders from the Gobblers with Tanner Nissen out on that perimeter, down low, stolen away by the Gobblers. 7-4 the score. Gobblers look to get back into this one here, just down one possession to Eli Christie, to Brayton Smith. Now Tanner Nissen right in front of the Ranger bench out on the right wing. Free throw line, looking to drive. Christie, left-handed layup is good. Gobblers down one at 7-6. 9:07 to play here at the midway point of this first half. 13 total points, just 3 total fouls in the first half already. It'll be Mount. Turnaround jumper, the left elbow for number 44, Noah Larson, is good. Uncontested, easy turn and catch for Jordan Mount as the Ranger defense trays to play up. On the defensive side at midcourt. Now the Gobblers get it across to Eli Christie at the free throw line. Down low for Osmus. Double team on him as he misses the shot, gets the putback, can't follow through the second time as it's taken by Noah Larson. Rangers look to bring up some pressure offensively. Out with a little bit of steam. Ringhand out on the left wing now. Gets a pass back up to Jordan Mount and a double dribble they're going to call. Dealer's choice on that one, and the official right in front of Jordan Mount, I believe it was, went with the double dribble. 8:20 to go, 9-6. Rangers lead Aitkin. To Alex Palm in the front court. Now to Brayton Smith. Giving him some space. Brayton Smith will drive as we get a foul called on the defender for the Rangers. I believe this will be Joseph Ringhand, number 14, as he was guarding.
That's that new rule this year. You can ride, but you got to get rid of the contact of the hand. And he didn't break that contact, so you get called for the hand check or a push.
8:09 to play here in this first half. Gobblers bring in, looks like Ryan Alexander off the bench as Brayden Smith will get a break. Tanner Nissen inbounds to Alex Palm just outside the paint. Stops, pump fakes, throws up a shot, no good. Long rebounded into the hands now of James Stockman. Stockman across half court now for the Rangers. Steps in, now steps back out from the perimeter. At the top of the key, left side, swings it to to Ringhand. Now back to Stockman for a three off the back of the iron, no good. Alex Palm with a rebound for the Gobblers. 9-6 Gobblers continue to trail here in this first half. 7:44 to go here in the first half. To Palm from the pass from Christie. Turnaround fader, went halfway down, kicked back out, but it'll fight for the rebound to Noah Larson, and the Rangers push it up to the front court aggressively. Stockman with the handle of the basketball. He'll dribble his way back to the top of the key. Looks for some movement as he heads out to the right wing to set up the offense. Gets it to Will Meyer and a skip pass. Now around the horn they go in the left corner for Jordan Mount. Mount up top now. At the free throw line, skip down low. Larson is going to be fouled. Basket counts, and he will get the and one free throw to come through. 11-6 now, third foul of the half, and first one for Alex Palm. Interesting of note as well, Jeremy, not one substitution so far for Crosby-Ironton tonight.
Yeah, you know, it's the past, they've kind of had a short bench, you know, and they don't go very deep, maybe 6-7 guys max, and so that'll be something we look at in the second half.
Free throw from Larson, no good. Rebounded to Nathan Price as he checked in during that free throw, before the free throw, I should say, as Larson redeems himself with the steal and brings it up with a full head of steam across half court from the right elbow, and we got a charge against Larson. That's going to be his second, team's third.
Larson's second.
Brecken Williams, I believe, drew the contact. He comes up holding that right hip a little bit. 6:51 to go in the first half. Gobblers trail 11-6. Here on Skeeter 101.5 and YourLiveEvent.com. Paul Vold, Jeremy Jansen from Aitkin High School. As the Gobblers in the front court to Eli Christie at the left elbow. Spins away, up with the right-handed shot. Foul on his way to the rack. We're going to get 2 free throws for Eli, as he'll go to the free throw line. First attempts at the free throw line?
Correct. First attempts for the Gobblers. You see a lot of guys bent over both teams. This has been up and down the floor, Paul, and so the deeper bench, I think, is going to help.
Stockman on the reception of the foul. First free throw from Christie is good. Will now make it 11-7. Second free throw on its way and good. 11-8. Gobblers trail. Braden Smith checks back in. See here, even after a couple of practices for the Gobblers, maybe working on some conditioning as well and get the legs back underneath them after a very long, tough stretch of 5 games in 7 days extended out. Will Meyer, step back jumper inside the arc is good. Now makes it 13-5. Back up to a 2-possession lead with 6.5 to go in this first half. You know, the Rangers have been built up to that 6-point lead at their highest and have been hanging on to it so far with 6:19 to go. Eli Christie at the top of the key, loses the handle, somehow kicks it to himself, and a foul going to the basket will be Eli Christie. I will say that Eli Christie did not kick the basketball, it just so happened to him and ball and foot kind of met at the same time. Yeah, exactly.
Came with him. Yeah.
Stuck to him. I want to check the sides of Eli Christie's shoes to see if there's any stick-em on there maybe by chance, but at the free throw line will be Christie once again. Stockman with his second foul in back-to-back possessions. First free throw, unfortunately, no good for Eli Christie as Andrew Martinson will check in for Alex Palm. Good attendance tonight from both student sections here this evening on a Friday night. Second free throw from Christie is good, makes it 13-9. Crosby-Ironton students rocking the beach wear across half court. Jordan Mound down low. Will Meyer shot missed. Rebounded down to that being number 42 off the initial shot. Will Meyer's jumper in the right corner, no good. Last touch by the Gobblers, or excuse me, by the Rangers. Jacob Millsop was the one that checked in on the putback. First time tonight we've seen a substitution off the bench for the Rangers. Millsop checked in for Noah Larson. 13-9 the score with 5:58 to go in the first half. Working it right side now for the Gobblers, I should say. Eli Christie tried to get a pass to Andrew Martinson. It's stripped out of his hands and a near foul in transition. Stockman at the top of the circle and nearly throws it away. He does throw it away as it was an in-between pass.
That was for somebody intended for for Mount, and Mount was cutting to the hoop, and then it went right underneath the ring hands and out of bounds.
5:39 to go here in this first half. Gobblers trailing 13-9 against Crosby-Ironton. Jumper at the free throw line from Christie, no good. Rebounded down to Smith. Last touch by the Rangers, are going to say as it goes out of bounds. Gobblers will get the basketball back. Have the possession arrow to their benefit, does Crosby-Ironton. Ryan Alexander will inbound to the right of the basket. Gets it in before the 5-second call. Down low as try to go a hard swing pass to Martinson. Tipped off his hands. And we'll go back out to the right side. 3 on the way from Mount. And Stockman buries a three-pointer. Largest lead of the night at 7 for Crosby-Ironton. Gobblers come up empty on one end of the floor and a 3 buried the other way in transition from the Rangers. Eli Christie inside the arc. Now to Nathan Price, a little too strong off the backboard. And it's rebounded by Stockman, who comes up in transition. 3 on the way from Ringhand, left wing, no good. Rebounded down to Mount into the right corner. Back up top for Stockman. Looks for a pass right side. Now we'll back out between the top of the circle and midcourt. Now we'll swing it right side to Jordan Mount at the free throw line. Stops, pops a pass, I should say, into the left corner. Turnaround from Millsop, no good. Loose rebound, it's taken by the Rangers and number 14 in Joseph Ringhand. Rangers will reset offensively. 4:29 to go here in the first half. Rangers up 7 at 16-9. Cross-court heave to Ringhand inside the perimeter. His shot good in the lane. It's a double up on the lead. It's 9 points at 18-9 with 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Left side pass now to Eli Christie. Christie gets it to Nathan Price, top of the left side now. Swings it left. Now for Andrew Martinson at the free throw line at the right elbow. Kicks it back out for Ryan Alexander. He'll look to drive in the paint. Tries to throw a pass as he's going to actually be pushed. They're going to say, and it will be a foul assist to Millsop, I believe. Number 42, that is. And actually, no, they're going to give that one to Joseph Ringhand. Ringhand will get his second. Team's 6th of the half as well.
Yeah, each of the fouls that Crosby has, each guy has 2. 6 fouls Stockton, Ringhand, and Larson with 2.
18-9 the score. Crosby-Ironton with 3:50 to go in the first half. Brecken Williams, Alex Palm check back in for the Gobblers. Inbound to left of the basket for Palm. Out on the left wing, hands it off to Braden Smith with space. He's going to fire up a 3 off the front of the rim. No good. Long rebound and last touch by the Gobblers on the shot. That one just a little bit off to the right as it went off the front side of the rim and then kicked into the far corner. Crosby-Ironton basketball. 18-9 our score here in this first half. Crosby-Ironton leading. Aitkin, a near steal from Eli Christie as it goes out of bounds. 3:31 to go in the first half. Of course, at halftime, we'll get a review of the numbers here from this first half. Second half adjustments that'll be coming up as well as the Gobblers woefully here offensively in this first half, looking for something, but defense, other than a couple of good shots from Crosby, has been holding stout thus far. On the left wing, 3 on the way, no good. Rebounded down to Will Meyer. He's met with contact, and Andrew Martinson steals it away. That shot from Nathan Hatchie off the bench. Just a second sub tonight for Crosby-Ironton. Brecken Williams drives, blocked by Hatchie. We'll go to Stockman, leading out to Will Meyer. A left-handed layup is good. 20-9 the score. 2:50 to go in the first half. Momentum on the side of the Rangers here with 2:45 to go. Brecken Williams to Eli Christie. At the top of the key, foul called against the Rangers. The defender, I believe Jordan Mount, that will be assessed his first foul of the night. It will be Jordan Mount, his first, and also the team's 7th, so we'll get a 1-and-1 here for the Gobblers.
5th free throw attempt by Eli Christie, the only Gobbler to have a free throw attempt.
So at the line is Eli Christie tonight. Front end of 2 is front end of 1, I should say. Now we'll get the second. Back to a double-digit deficit for the Gobblers at 20-10. Second free throw from Christie is good. 20-11. Gobblers trail. 2.5 to go here in this first half. Left side swing pass now from Stockman to Hatchie. At the top of the key, right corner now for Stockman once again. Loses the handle out on the right wing, but gets it back to Jordan Mount at the top of the circle. Ringhand, left side. Skips a pass over to Millsop. A jumper from the left elbow, no good. Long rebound into the hands of Braden Smith. Smith will give it up to, looks like that will be Brecken Williams. Now gets to the Braden Smith on the right wing at the top of the circle now. Left side a pass from Braden Smith to Brecken Williams, I should say, from Alex Palm. Palm out on the right wing now, resetting the offense, looking for some movement here. Braden Smith now with the basketball. Left side pass to Brecken Williams with under 2 to play in the first half. Braden Smith will drive from the right elbow. Stops, pops a shot outside the paint. Runner will finally go down for the Gobblers. 20-13 the score with 1:38 to play in the first half. Gobblers trail by 7. Millsop to Hatchie at the top of the key. Now back to Jordan Mount, I should say. To the likes of Hatchie once again out on the left wing. Driving baseline is Stockman, triple team on him. Millsop left alone. 3 on the way from Millsop is no good. Rebounded down to the Gobblers and Eli Christie. 1:10 to play here in the first half. Gobblers down 7 at 20-13. Trailed by as much here as, 11 points here in this contest and in this first half alone. To Braden Smith. Looks for a pass to penetrate inside the perimeter. Can't get it to go. Now to Andrew Martinson for a 3, no good. Rebound tipped out of the air, collected by Eli Christie. Braden Smith with some space deep from 3, no good. Rebound is going to be fought for. And we got a jump ball in the tie-up. Possession arrow says to Crosby-Ironton, but good effort from Andrew Martinson to at least draw the tie-up. 44.7 seconds remain in this first half. Gobblers do trail 20-13 against Crosby-Ironton here on Skeeter 101.5. Rangers with a handle of the basketball to the right wing for Jordan Mount. Gets a screen at the top of the circle. Get a pass left side. Stockman for a deep 3 off the left wing, no good. Rebounded down. Hatchie will put it back off the window and in. 22-13. 20 seconds remain in the first half, and Gobblers have some work in front of them here going to the halftime locker room. But they still have 10 seconds remaining to at least come out with some points. Down by 9. Gets a screen. Christie at the top of the key. Left wing. Driving. Back out to Christie. Shot blocked halfway up. Throwing one up just before the halftime buzzer. No good. Halftime score. 22-13. Crosby-Ironton leads the Aitkin Gobblers. We'll take a break here on the halftime show. Of course, get a look at the numbers from this first half and big-time second-half adjustments coming up here for the Gobblers and also for the Rangers as well. 22-13 here on Skeeter 101.5 and YourLiveEvent.com.
I'm dreaming of a world where the crack of a bat is not just a hobby, but a lifestyle. Where I can build upon long traditions from the ground up. I want to work in an industry where all people can make their own field of dreams become reality. I'm going to elevate the world of sports someday.
My name is Jared, born and raised in Minnesota, and I'm a project director at Enbridge. Enbridge is more than a pipeline company. It's a company participating in renewable energy projects in Minnesota and abroad, and I'm really proud to be working here.
We believe a cleaner energy future is achievable. For over 20 years, we've been early adopters of renewable energy, and we're proudly committed to net zero emissions by 2050. To hear more from Jared, visit enbridge.com/Jared. That's JERRID.
I'm dreaming of a world where thinkers and doers collide. Where technology creates pathways for new opportunities and ideas. I want to ask questions and shape the answers that lead to real and meaningful advancements in this digital era. I'm going to innovate the world someday.
Riverwood Healthcare Center in Aitkin provides total joint care for shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, hands, and wrists. Our team of highly skilled orthopedic surgeons use innovative procedures to increase mobility and reduce pain. Get back to the activities you enjoy. Learn more at riverwoodhealthcare.org. Riverwood Healthcare, your trusted leader for orthopedics and sports medicine.
Welcome back here on Skeeter 101.5. For those also tuning at YourLiveEvent.com, Paul Vold with Jeremy Jansen. Our halftime score, 22-13. Crosby-Ironton leading the Aitkin Gobbler boys here at the halftime break. And a few things to look at with this first half. Gobblers a little bit slow offensively out of the gate as well. Crosby-Ironton getting a lot of those chances, especially to score, getting rebounds and some of those putback opportunities on the offensive side. And, well, that's been, unfortunately, the first half for these Gobblers is every time they come up with a good defensive possession, they come up empty on the offensive end, too.
Yeah, you know, the big thing, Crosby had gotten a couple offensive rebounds that they converted into points, second chance points. On the other end, the Gobblers, just could not get an offensive rebound early on, and that, was one shot, one possession, and done heading the other direction. So right now, Crosby on the boards, 15 for the Rangers, 12 for the Gobblers. Turnovers, though, both teams have controlled the ball well. 5 for the Rangers, 4 for the Gobblers. And, the big thing, I think, when we were in with Osmus there, we were big. We had a few more opportunities, and I think Coach Stanfield maybe sees that opportunity here in the second half where Isaac will maybe get a few more minutes. But ultimately, we got to rebound better in this second half.
Big second half that is coming up as well. 22-13. Gobblers trail against Crosby-Ironton. We'll get a break here on the halftime show. And, of course, we'll get those second half adjustments and more still coming up here tonight as well. Before we go to break as well, we do want to send our well wishes, best of thoughts and prayers out to the Curtis family as well. Sarah Curtis involved in a car accident earlier here this week as well, seeking medical treatment as well. So we want to send out from the Gobbler family and, of course, the Ranger family as well, sending out their best thoughts and wishes out to the Curtis family at this time for Sarah in recovery in hospital seeking care as well after being in a car accident earlier this week. But there's a GoFundMe page I just saw before tonight's broadcast that is set up as well. So definitely look into that if you would like to help out the Curtis family at any time with Sarah on her road to recovery as well. 22-13 our halftime score here on Skeeter 101.5 and YourLiveEvent.com. We'll take a break. More at the halftime show coming up.
Where everyone has the opportunity for education. Where classrooms are not only a place to learn, but to make an impact. I will help the next generation of game changers and difference makers. I am going to teach the world someday.
Here in beautiful central Minnesota, we get to enjoy nature every day. At Mille Lacs Energy Cooperative, we understand because we live, work, and play here too. However, just because you're not in the big city doesn't mean you can't have access to great internet service. Let MLEC Fiber give you the fast and reliable internet you deserve. Check to see if MLEC Fiber is available where you live. Visit us online or call our office at 218-429-0433.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
Mr. May's ornithology class.
My last 6 years on the Aitkin All-Stars.
Going to Rumble on the Red wrestling tournament.
It's going to the state tournament last year for wrestling.
Making one of those last-minute shots against Crosby.
Going to state my 10th grade year for wrestling.
The Virginia tournament during basketball.
My chemistry class last year.
I would say the Virginia tournament.
Going to state my freshman year for dance.
Being able to participate in multiple sports teams.
We always practice good sportsmanship and respect. Go Gobblers. Go All-Stars.
Welcome back here on Skeeter 101.5 and on YourLiveEvent.com. At our halftime break, Aitkin Gobblers and Crosby-Ironton Rangers, the Rangers boys basketball team, up 22-13 at the break as well. And it was a slugfest for defense, I should say, in the JV game. Why not the varsity game be more the same as well? Crosby-Ironton JV won 37-23 in that final contest, but we'll hopefully see things start to open up here in the second half for both teams. And Jeremy, I think one big thing that we talked about before we headed into our previous break was just Gobblers need to rebound and find that mismatch down low in that post.
Yeah, you got to give yourself opportunities to score.
Yeah.
And if you're one possession and done, you're not giving yourself that opportunity. You're not expected to make every shot, and you're not going to, but you got to crash the boards, get those second chance points. And I think we have a little height advantage with Isaac there, and Price doing a nice job bodying up Will early on, and creates that mismatch. And so our bigs have played well. I just think we need to stay with it and crash the boards a little harder in the second half. For Crosby, they did a nice job of rebounding in that first half. Jordan Mount, he had 3, Stockman with 4, Will with 4, and Noah Larson with 3. Will with 5 points, Noah Larson with 5, and Jordan Mount with 5. So they led the way. They had 6 scorers. Gobblers with 4, Eli Christie with 7 to lead the way for the Gobblers. A bucket apiece for Braden, Alex Palm, and Isaac Osmus.
At the halftime break, 22-13, Aitkin Gobblers trail the Crosby-Ironton Rangers here this evening. The other broadcast that we were set to have earlier with our broadcast schedule tonight, Sabika and Pine River Bacchus boys basketball, that game had to be postponed due to illness on the Sabika boys basketball team, so that game will be made up at a later date on the schedule. If it isn't the weather, unfortunately, this time of year, sickness will run through a lot of teams at this time of year. But 22-13 our halftime score. We'll take a break here on the halftime show. Second half action comes your way. Crosby-Ironton leads the Aitkin Gobblers here on Skeeter 101.5 and YourLiveEvent.com.
Of a world where the crack of a bat is not just a hobby, but a lifestyle. Where I can build upon long traditions from the ground up. I want to work in an industry where all people can make their own field of dreams become reality. I'm going to elevate the world of sports someday.
If your vehicle has an unfortunate mishap, you want the best in quality bodywork. You need to take it to Aitkin Body Shop. They can handle any collision or auto glass repair, and they have a state-of-the-art facility and technology. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit them at 421 North Minnesota Avenue. Towing services also available. Give them a call at 218-927-2883. Remember the name that stands for quality and trust. That's Aitkin Body Shop, providing exceptional auto body collision and paint repair since 1974.
It's been more.
Welcome back here on Skeeter 101.5 and on YourLiveEvent.com. Paul Vold, Jeremy Jansen on the call for this broadcast tonight with the Crosby-Ironton Rangers boys basketball team leading going into the start of our second half against the Aitkin Gobblers tonight. Rangers sitting at 9-4 after, well, having a winning 3 of their last 5 games and including a loss last night against another matchup in the Mid-State Conference. Pequot Lake 64-41 last night. Gobblers have been off since Monday when they won 64-49. They snapped a 3-game losing streak. The previous week was not very kind for the Gobblers with 2 of the 3 games, I should say, going to overtime and losing in combined 9 total points in that game as well in those 3-game stretch. But the Gobblers will come into the halftime locker room with the basketball and a steal off the opening play, and it's going to be rolled up and in by Jordan Mount, and it's 24-13 right out of the halftime locker room. A steal defensively by Jordan Mount and gives the Rangers a 24-13 advantage. Loose pass at the top of the key now from Alex Palm to Christie, but Brecken Williams comes out with a loose ball for Aitkin. Christie will drive, throws one up and in, good for 2. Cuts it back down to a 9-point deficit out of the halftime locker room. 9 points in total for Eli Christie. 24-15. Stockman swings a pass into the left wing now. Back to Stockman after the pass from Larson, no good. Loose rebound, it's collected by Alex Palm. 17 minutes to go here in the second half. As Brecken Williams will bring it across half court, right side to Braden Smith. Smith to Eli Christie from the free throw line, right elbow, drives, throws up a hezzy, and gets the hezzy to fall in. 24-17. Eli Christie had 17 of his 25 in the second half against Monaga. Right corner, Stockman for a 3. That's Ringhand actually for a 3. Rebound down to Mount. Kicks it back out to Larson. Noah Larson is, and backing out. Now to Jordan Mount. A pass in the left wing. Down low, Will Meyer, easy money for him as they got the Gobblers sleeping defensively. 26-17. Back up to a 9-point disadvantage for the Gobblers. They come out offensively. Christie, left wing, back up top. Now looking towards a little bit towards left side for Braden Smith at the free throw line to Isaac Osmus, who gets the start of the halftime locker room. Osmus against Will Meyer. Turnaround right-handed shot off the back of the iron, no good. Rebounded down to James Stockman. First shot out of the halftime locker room for the Gobblers center in Isaac Osmus, no good. Right side, Mount gonna fire a 3 off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded down to Stockman from the right elbow. Drives inside, dishes a pass out, but is fouled on his way to the basket. No continuation, stays on the floor here as he is swinging a pass out. And Alex Palm will be called for his second tonight. Alex Palm with 2 fouls, the only Gobbler with 2 fouls in this contest. Along the baseline for Stockman. Larson, fadeaway is met by Isaac Osmus about halfway up and taken away by the Gobblers. 15:36 to go. Gobblers down 9 to Braden Smith at the right elbow. Hands it off to Brecken Williams. He'll look to drive. Throws up a shot, blocked halfway up by Joseph Ringhand. Noah Larson in transition, loses the handle, but regains it after being met by Isaac Osmus. At the top of the circle, just off left side now for Joseph Ringhand. Ringhand to Larson. Turnaround jumper in the lane, no good. Loose rebound. It's collected by Eli Christie.
Eli's 5th rebound this evening.
5 rebounds for Christie as well, leading rebounder for the Gobblers tonight. Braden Smith directing traffic, telling Isaac Osmus, and we'll get a reach called against Osmus, as it was, I believe, Meyer trying to get position. It will be Will Meyer, his first. It also makes the 5th Ranger with a foul here tonight, as the inbound will come to the right of the basket with Eli Christie handling the inbounding duties. To Brecken Williams, right corner, three-pointer no good. Will Meyer will get the rebound. Gobblers come up empty on that inbound. Stockman will drive up under the basket, swings a pass out, left wing, driving. Now back in the left corner for Stockman. Stockman pass inside the paint. Loose ball taken away by the Gobblers. 26-17. It was 22-13 at the break. So 4 points apiece here to open up the half. Down low to Alex Palm. Touch, lay it up, and in for two. Gobblers down 7. 26-19. Now 4 points for Alex Palm tonight. Right side pass to Jordan Mount. Mount will get it at the free throw line to Noah Larson. Spins it back out now to Stockman to Ringhand on the left wing. Up to Stockman. Hesitates. Left elbow jumper from Larson. No good. Rebounded down to the Gobblers and Eli Christie. Across the midcourt stripe for Brecken Williams. Backs out. Gets it over to Braden Smith. Smith to Alex Palm, almost stolen away. He's got room to work with. Feed pass inside. Little high. Isaac Osmus tries to keep it alive. It's taken away by the Rangers, unfortunately, as Osmus passed just a little too high and a little too far for even Isaac Osmus to bring in. You get a foul called against Eli Christie. That'll be his first, team's second of the half. 26-19, 13:38 to go in this contest in regulation. Out in the right corner now for Jordan Mount. Gets a pass just from the right elbow and finally falls in on the shot for James Stockman after about 4 bounces off the rim. 28-19. Gobblers back on the offensive end of the floor. Andrew Martinson looks to check in. Christie loses it but regains the handle. Working against the screen is Braden Smith from the free throw line. Drives inside, right-handed shot up and in for Braden Smith. Smith gets the 2. Gobblers are at 21, but trail by 7 at 28-21. James Stockman thought about popping the 3, maybe just seeing how the defense would react if he was going to pull up from outside. Jordan Mount out on the right wing, swings it back up top now for Ringhand. Now in between, a pass to Stockman into the right corner for Will Meyer. Stockman, right elbow extended. Now to Noah Larson. He'll drive from the free throw line. Left corner, firing up a 3 is Ringhand. No good. Rebounded it to Braden Smith. And we get a hand on the reach and a foul called against, looks like Jordan Mount. That will be foul number 2 for him. Second of the half for the Rangers. Andrew Martinson will check into the game. Looks like Brecken Williams will come out. So it'll be Smith, Christie, Martinson, Palm, and Osmus on the floor for the Gobblers. Mount, Stockman, Meyer. We got Ringhand and also Larson on the floor for the Rangers. Alex Palm in the left wings hands it off to Braden Smith. Now who hands it off to Eli Christie from the right elbow. Loses the hand of the lane but regains it. Throws up a wild shot as it's going to go out of bounds. Eli Christie thought he was much closer to the basket, but just tried to throw something up around the basket area as he was well away from it.
Second turnover for the Gobblers. Second half.
12 minutes to go. Gobblers down 7 at 28-21. Ringhand to Stockman in the left corner. Dribbles his way out of that left corner to the left wing. Now give and go between him and Ringhand at the top of the circle now. Into the right corner. That will be for Joseph Ringhand. Skips a pass into that right corner for Jordan Mount. Down low, turnaround runner is good for Will Meyer. 30-21 for the Rangers. 11.5 to play. We'll see Eli Christie with the handle of the basketball. Flashing a pass inside now at the free throw line for Isaac Osmus to Andrew Martinson. Pushes his way, hesitates, up with a right-handed push and does not get the initial shot. Gets the putback and falls in for 2 for Andrew Martinson. 30-23 the score. Gonna fire up a pass now. Now a jumper from Stockman, no good. Palm with a rebound for the Gobblers, who immediately gives it up to Eli Christie. Christie will bring it across half court now for the Gobblers. The Palm back out on the right wing, being defended by Noah Larson. No substitutions thus far here. Now nearing the midway point of this second half for the Rangers. Braden Smith at the top of the key. Now works it right side on the wing. Right to Eli Christie from Isaac Osmus. His turnaround shot off the back of the rim, no good. Fought for a loose ball. It's going to be into the hands of the Rangers. Stockman will take it across the timeline. At the top of the circle now. Left side, Stockman, Mount, play give and go. Now back to Stockman in the lane. And Will Meyer will get a loose ball. His shot no good. Osmus with the rebound. A little bit of rim luck on that one for the Gobblers as it bounced back and forth between the backboard and the front of the rim about 3-4 times before it kicked back out. Gobblers trail 38-23. As Braden Smith from the right elbow hands it off to Martinson. Flashes a shot up towards the rim, no good. Osmus the rebound. Back out Eli Christie for a three. Good. Eli Christie buries a three-pointer. Gobblers down by 4 at 30-26. And a timeout taken by Coach Galovich for the Rangers. 9:42 to play here in this second half. Gobblers have cut into the deficit, now trailing 30-26. Big-time three-pointer from Eli Christie.
And that's the second chance rebounds we were talking about, Paul. We didn't get those in the first half. The Gobblers didn't. A nice rebound by Osmus off the shot of Martinson. Kicks to him, and he kicks open to a wide-open Eli Christie. You know, the defense breaks down when there's a missed shot. Everybody crashes the board, then you forget about your responsibility to leave a guy open. You can't leave an Eli Christie open on the wing like that. Just like we don't want to leave Stockton open on the other end. So a big basket at the halfway mark here, roughly of the second half, and should be a fun ride to the end here.
9:42 to go here in the second half. Gobblers have trailed by as much as 11 here in this second half, and now trail just 4 points at 30-26. So a nice 13-8 run here for the Gobblers in this second half, but still got some work in front of them. It's like coming out of the...
We talked the first half, you know, Rangers led the boards 15-12. Here, Gobblers all rebounding in the second half, 8-5 thus far.
Isaac Osmus will get a break here, so will Brecken Williams here on this most recent stretch. So Nathan Price is back into the ball game for the Gobblers. 30-26 Gobblers trail with the likes of Jordan Mount to James Stockman. Stockman works it left side now for Joseph Ringhand. Up top for Stockman. Swings it around the perimeter now to Jordan Mount. Eli Christie meets him right at the top of the key. Left side. Ringhand going to throw up a runner, and we get a foul called on a little bit of a push down low from Andrew Martinson, it looks like. And it will stay Ranger basketball. Andrew Martinson with his first of the night. And also the team's third of the half, but also 6 total fouls here tonight for the Gobblers.
And 2, 4, 6, 9 for the Rangers, so pretty clean game for both teams.
Was much like that in the JV game as well. Off the immediate inbound runner, the jumper, I should say, for Noah Larson, no good. Gobblers get the rebound on the defensive end. Across half court, Brecken Williams, who checked in during the most recent stoppage for Braden Smith. To Nathan Price. Price at the top of the key, looks for a flash pass inside, gets it to Alex Palm. Palm down low, weak side, throwing up a shot. Eli Christie will take a shot to the face, but it will not be in vain as he'll head his way to the free throw line with Will Meyer getting his second foul of the night. Every player on the floor for the Rangers now with 2 fouls. And we'll get 2 free throws for Eli Christie. First free throw from Christie, rolls forward and in.
Eli 6-7 from the free throw line. This will be his 8th free throw.
8:56 to go in regulation. 30-27, 30-28. Gobblers cut it down to a 2-point deficit since it was 4-2 in the first half. Rangers with the basketball, looking for a basket of some sort. Some momentum, or at least something on the offensive end. To Jordan Mount out on the left wing. Left elbow, turnaround jump shot, no good. Loose rebound on the floor, taken by Brecken Williams for the Aitkin Gobblers. Trying to look for something in transition. The Gobblers will take their time coming across the mid-court stripe. for Brecken Williams. Eli Christie, defended by Mount, gets a screen from Palm, drives up and under the basket, up and under, shot will not go as it hits the part of the hoop that retracts it. So that'll be a turnover, unfortunately, for the Gobblers, although that was a beauty of a move, trying to go with a hesitation midair to spin it backwards as going away from the basket was Eli Christie. 30-28, Crosby-Ironton with the basketball. Noah Larson from the right elbow. Dishes it back out on the left wing. Stockman left alone for a three, no good. Rebounded down to Jordan Mount, down along that left baseline. Back to Stockman out in the left corner to Noah Larson at the left wing. Now back to a three-point attempt from the likes of Stockman is no good. It kicks out of bounds, and we'll go back to the Aitkin Gobblers.
Neither team has shot the ball particularly well tonight, Paul. Score kind of reflects that.
It being 30-28 with 7:48 to go here in this second half. Usually I'd like to see about a half as much more points in this second half of basketball at this point of the contest. I was going to say twice as many points, but then it would just be a run and gun shootout. 7.5 to go. Reach by Noah Larson, stripped away. Stockman will run the length of the floor, lays it up, leaves it short, and it hits off the back of the rim and goes out of bounds, and the Gobblers get the biggest reprieve of the night so far. It was going to be an easy layup for James Stockman. A little bit of pressure from Christie and Palm playing in his back pocket, but it hit off the back of the rim, kicked out, put back attempt from Jordan Mount was no good, and the loose ball went out of bounds, as we'll see. Stoppage here momentarily. Ball went out into the opposing locker room. One of the officials making sure the ball comes back in and cleaned off properly, but the Gobblers with the basketball trailing 30-28. Looking here on this possession to at least tie this contest. To Brecken Williams at the top of the circle after a pass from Braden Smith. Smith, who just checked back in, will work from the left wing. Drives inside, throws up a runner. No good. Rebounded to Stockman, but it's loose. It's picked up by Noah Larson. As Andrew Martinson, a full body dive, couldn't come up with the basketball. Come back to the Rangers' way. Swing pass out in the left corner now for Jordan Mount as a cross-court heave it was. 6:48, Noah Larson back out. Mount fires a three, left wing, no good. Rebounded down to Will Meyer. Meyer with a left-handed jump shot, no good. Rebound down to Mount, kicks it back out to Larson in the left corner. Inside the perimeter, his jump shot is good. Gets the lead back up to 4 at 32-28. With 6.5 to go in regulation. Gobblers have cut the lead down to 2, but that's as close as they've gotten here in the second half, and a timeout taken by the Gobblers. 6:20 to go here in the second half. 32-28 Aitkin here on Skeeter 101.5 and also on YourLiveEvent.com.
Since 1938, purchasing a new Ford car, truck, or pre-owned vehicle from Aitkin Motors. Family owned and operated. Aitkin Motors offers you a stress-free car shopping experience. Need an oil change? New tires? Check out the low-price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors has a full service department with factory-trained Ford technicians. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
We are ISD.
32-28 our score on Skeeter 101.5. And for those also tuning at YourLiveEvent.com, Paul Vold, Jeremy Jansen tonight. Gobblers have cut the lead down. They trailed by as much as 11 here in this second half, but cut it down to 2 points, a one possession, but a shot on the other end, a couple of offensive opportunities on the glass there for the Rangers, and, well, unfortunately, sooner or later, one of those shots was going to go in on the offensive glass.
Yeah,
for Crosby.
I don't know the time, but that was their first bucket in probably over 5 minutes there, Paul, and they needed that one to get some momentum back. Gobblers kind of pecking away a little bit out of time, and so see what comes out of this break here.
Good combination out on the floor. An interesting combination. Braden Smith, Brecken Williams, we see Eli Christie, and then also Andrew Martinson and Isaac Osmus, who just checked back in during the timeout. Martinson throws up a shot short of the rim. Rebound is loose, picked up by Larson for Crosby-Ironton. 6 minutes to go here in the second half. 32-28. Crosby-Ironton with the basketball. Noah Larson, the free throw line, dishes out. Hatchie going to fire a three. His shot no good. Rebound down to Larson. That was Nathan Hatchie with his three-point attempt. Looks like Alex Baum will look to check in here in the next possible stoppage for the Gobblers. Eli Christie from the right elbow in the lane, trying to find some space. Back out. Brecken Williams will drive from the left wing. Stops, pops a shot outside the paint. No good. Rebound is poked out into the hands now of the Rangers from Will Meyer. Gives it up to James Stockman in transition. Stockman to Jordan Mount on the left wing. Works away from the screen, does Mount. Right corner. Hatchie get a fire three from the right corner this time. No good. Long rebound tipped out of the air. Osmus to Brecken Williams. Williams loses the handle, but he's going to be fouled on the floor. Gobblers will get the basketball, or they get a say. It was poked out of his hands. The official underneath the basket pointed Aitkin basketball.
Yeah, I think it
just went
Jordan
out of
Mount touched it as it and knocked it out of bounds there.
5:17 to go here in regulation. 32-28. Crosby-Ironton on top of Aitkin. Pivotal Section 7 2A, pivotal Mid-State Conference matchup. Runner off the far side, last touch by Crosby-Ironton will stay with the Gobblers as Brecken Williams made a go of it, running towards the basket. Williams will inbound to left of the basket. High inbound to Isaac Osmond. Taken out of his hands, but regains it. Now to Eli Christie, thrown away by Jordan Mound. He'll take it himself. Throws up a running shot. Basket will not go, but he's fouled on his way to the basket. Unfortunately, Eli Christie will get the foul. It's like Jordan Mount will head his way to the free throw line. Second foul for Eli Christie, team's fourth of the half. Mount at the line for Crosby-Ironton.
First free throw attempts of the second half.
First free throw from Mount is no good. 4:57 to play in regulation. 32-28. Crosby-Ironton holding on to a two-possession lead so far. Second free throw is good. 33-28. Brecken Williams will take the inbound himself. Work it across the midcourt line. Nathan Price will look to check in as soon as he can. Braden Smith, who checked in during the stoppage as Eli Christie's running basket will go for the Gobblers with an and one opportunity. Eli Christie back at the free throw line for what seems his 37th time tonight. It's like Isaac Osmus will check out, it looks like, and brings back in Nathan Price. 33-30. And one free throw as the foul assessed to Jordan Mount. That's his third tonight. Mount will stay in. Christie at the line for a free throw. And one is completed. 33-31. Rangers will bring it across half court. To James Stockman to Noah Larson. Dishes it out to Mount. Runs left baseline. Floater in the lane. Just outside the lane is good. Easy return of the favor from Jordan Mount after the foul. Back up to a two-possession lead, 35-31. Nathan Price, flash inside on the running shot from Eli Christie off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound tipped out of the air into the hands of Brecken Williams. Back to Eli Christie. Christie to Braden Smith at the top of the circle, looks to drive, spins in the lane. Right-handed shot, lays it short, down on the ground. A whole bunch of players, including Braden Smith, and he might have taken a shot at some point as he went to go lay up. Quick timeout on the floor taken here as Braden Smith will have to check out here momentarily, looks like. Now we get the officials talking things over. His coach Stanfield did call a timeout for the Gobblers. They've taken it off
the. He got it credit before the tie-up of the jump ball.
35-31 the score. Now we're going to go to the judges table, it looks like. Or
he's telling Crosby that it's going to be Gobbler ball.
Okay. Coach Galovich incensed about the call. I feel if Coach Galley. So a timeout is going to be granted to the Gobblers before the tie-up. So Gobblers will keep the basketball down by 4 with about 3.5 to go in regulation, down by 4 points. Coach Galovich not happy about the call for Crosby-Ironton. because the possession arrow is pointed to Crosby-Ironton.
And they'll keep that possession because it was not a jump ball. They credit the Gobblers with a timeout.
Of course,
and the FAR official next to Coach Stanfield is the one that granted the timeout. The guy down on the baseline is called the jump ball, so he's yelling for that timeout. This guy on the baseline probably doesn't hear that.
Of course.
But, it's no instant replay.
Yeah.
To see if he got the timeout prior to the jump ball call.
The one official that did grant the timeout obviously saw Braden Smith down on the floor as the Gobblers get the basketball from Eli Christie on the inbound. High pass to Nathan Price at the top of the circle, left side for Tanner Nissen. Nissen, who checked in, takes a whack on the face. Ball stripped out of his hands and a foul called. Crosby-Ironton not happy about it, to say the least. As a reach.
They're going to get the foul. Tanner Nissen got hit in the head there, and I think that second call with kind of ticky-tack was to make up for that.
Foul assessed to Nathan Hatchie, his first tonight, team's fifth of the half. Nissen with the handle, now gets it to Alex Palm at the free throw line, streaks inside, dishes it back out, and a travel against the Gobblers. 35-31, 3:34 to play in this contest. Rangers will keep the basketball with James Stockman across half court. Stockman with 5 points on the night. 10 for Jordan Mount. He has it on the left wing. Up top, free throw line. Now back out to Joseph Ringhand. Thought about the three. Stockman will drive. Free throw line jumper is good. 37-31. Gobblers trails back to a two-possession lead once again, where it's been for a majority of the second half, especially in the second part of the second half. 3 minutes ago, Gobblers trail. Left wing to Alex Palm. Palm looks for a flash pass in the paint, nowhere to go with it. Keeps it himself, gives it back to Brecken Williams. He'll reset the offense between midcourt and the top of the circle. Now to Brayton Smith, who checked back in for Tanner Nissen. Smith at the free throw line, right side to Palm, into the right corner for Brecken Williams. Gets a screen from Palm at the right elbow, hands it off to Eli Christie. Christie at the free throw line, drives inside, turnaround jumper from the right elbow, no good. Long rebound by Jordan Mount for the Rangers. 2.5 to play, back up to a 6-point lead, 37-31. It will go to James Stockman at the top of the circle, now working left side. Now we'll go to James Stockman to the right elbow. His shot off the back of the rim. Nathan Price with a rebound. 2:12 to go and counting downward. Gobblers down by 6. Need a basket here on this possession. Left side for Brayton Smith. Smith will drive for the left elbow. Floater in the lane. No good. Fight for the rebound. Last touch by Crosby-Ironton will stay with the Gobblers. Isaac Osmus is going to come in as he will sub in for Nathan Price. Minute 59 to play. Gobblers down 37-31. Brecken Williams will inbound the basketball to Braden Smith. Smith out of the left corner to Eli Christie, who'll reset the offense from the top of the key. With the ball in the right hand, picks it up to Eli, throws a pass to Osmus as it's stripped away as Will Meyer intercepted, as we'll get a timeout called by Crosby-Ironton with a minute 43 to play. Quick 30-second timeout here. Gobblers down by 6. Untimely turnover for the Gobblers. They're trying to push the ball inside and try to get that mismatch inside there, but fortunately it passed and Will Meyer just picked it off clean.
Got a hand in there, knocked that ball away and going the other way. A two-possession game, not many possessions left here. The Gobblers are going to have to play some tight defense. Might have to give some fouls here down the stretch.
Thankfully as well, fouls have been at a premium, just like offense tonight for both teams. 5 fouls for Crosby-Ironton, 4 for the Aitkin Gobblers as well. So we're going to play the old foul game most likely here in these last 2 minutes of regulation. 37-31. It was 22-13 at the half as this contest tonight. Good old-fashioned Aitkin versus Crosby as well. We'll see how it comes out here in the last 2 minutes of regulation here tonight from Aitkin High School. Well, teams will be back in action coming up here next week as well. Aitkin's going to be at home against Foley coming up here And, of course, we'll have that game on KKI on AM as well as yourliveevent.com. Crosby-Ironton's going to be on the road, actually, at Piers coming up on Tuesday. That'll be another good matchup for Crosby-Ironton fans against Piers. 37-31 out of the timeout from Coach Galovich and Crosby-Ironton. Minute 43 to play. Gobblers tight on their opponent defensively. Inbound to James Stockman. Crowd chanting defense, those wearing Gobbler red and black. Stockman with the handle right in front of the scorer's table, and a reach called against Brecken Williams. That'll be his second foul to give. Team's fifth of the half. A minute 31 to play. 37-31 remains the score. Inbound will be right in front of the judges' table. Inbound will go to James Stockman. Pressured in by Brecken Williams, another foul. This one against Brecken again. His third, team sixth. Next foul for Aitkin will be a 1-and-1. Gobblers still remain down by 2 possessions. Stockman gets the inbound, being defended by Brecken Williams. Nearly loses the handle, and a foul called against Brecken Williams. That'll be his fourth. And now will be a 1-and-1 for Crosby-Ironton.
Stockman's first free throw attempt of the evening. Only the second free throw attempt, or second time to the line for the Rangers.
Front end of the 1-and-1 is good. 38-31. Andrew Martinson will check in. Nathan Price is out. Minute 24 to go. Back end of the 1-and-1 for Stockman will be granted. Second free throw is good. 39-31. A minute 24 to play. Brecken Williams will get the inbound from Eli Christie, who comes across midcourt. And a timeout taken by Coach Stanfield. Minute 21 to go. Gobblers down by 8 here on Skeeter 101.5 for those also tuning in at yourliveevent.com. And a reminder, once again, you can check out Aitkin Gobbler home events throughout the season right here on yourliveevent.com. And again, coming up here next week, we'll be plenty busy. Boys basketball on Monday, high school wrestling with Aitkin hosting 2 home wrestling events, Tuesday and Thursday. With
they had their first one last night at home.
That's right. Yep.
It's the first one of the season.
Yep.
And now a couple more. I think both. I think Tuesday's a triangular and maybe Thursday's a quad.
Yes, you are correct in that summation. And then we'll have Aitkin Gobbler girls basketball against Pequot Lakes coming up on Friday. And that'll, again, be right here on yourliveevent.com as well as KKI and AM. So yourliveevent.com will be plenty busy next week with Aitkin Gobbler sports as well. But again, you can stay up to date with the full broadcast schedule and more, even for Crosby-Ironton athletics as well on Skeeter 101.5. And again, yourliveevent.com and also rjbroadcasting.com with everything you want to stay up to date with when it comes to our broadcast schedule. 39-31 the score. Gobblers trail with the possession of the basketball. Minute 20 to go in regulation. So Braden Smith will inbound the basketball. 7 fouls for Aitkin here in this second half, 5 for Crosby-Ironton. Smithbound will inbound the basketball to Brecken Williams at the top of the circle now as he comes across midcourt. Works it over to that right side, looking for movement from his offense. Pushes his way back towards the middle. Braden Smith will drive, trying to find that right shot. Step back. Defense played well by Crosby-Ironton. Brecken Williams going to fire a three-pointer off the side of the rim. No good. Andrew Martinson with a rebound with a minute to go. Out to Braden Smith. Stops. Step back. Three-pointer up on its way. Wide of the mark. And it'll be a turnover by Aitkin. 54.4 seconds remain. Gobblers remain down by 8. Andrew Martinson's out. And it will be Nathan Price back in for the Gobblers. Joseph Ringhand will inbound and immediately gets it to James Stockman and a foul. So we'll get another 1-and-1 for Stockman. With 52.7 seconds to go. Foul against Braden Smith. That'll be his first in the night, team's 8th of the half. Front end of a 1-1 for James Stockman is up. No good. Last touch by the Crosby-Ironton, they're going to say. And we'll give it back to Aitkin. Crosby-Ironton not happy about the call.
I agree with Coach Galovich on that one. It looked like it was two hands on the ball and maybe went out of bounds on Price.
Gobblers to the basketball across midcourt. 45 seconds to go. Eli Christie stops, pops the three. Good. Gobblers down by 5 now at 39-34 with 40 seconds to go, and a quick timeout taken by Coach Stanfield, which will afford us an opportunity to take a quick timeout as well here on Skeeter 101.5 and YourLiveEvent.com.
We are ISD 1.
We are ISD 1.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Dustin Richters.
Favorite teacher is Mr. Miller.
Mr. Googe is my favorite teacher.
Definitely Miss Grader.
Definitely Miss Grader in class biology.
Mr. May.
Right now is psychology. Mr. Smith's my favorite teacher.
Mr. May's science class.
Any art class.
Mr. May in my ornithology class.
We always practice good sportsmanship and respect. Go Gobblers. Go All-Stars.
Welcome back here on Skeeter 101.5 and YourLiveEvent.com. 39-34, Crosby-Ironton after a three-pointer made by Eli Christie. Now at 22 points tonight for the Aitkin Gobblers. Gobblers going to have to defend here on the inbound. Next one will still be a 1-1 if they do foul right after the inbound, which they will have to do. It'd still be a 1-1. With 40.8 seconds remaining, down by 5 for the Gobblers. 2-possession lead for Crosby-Ironton after the timeout by Coach Scott Stanfield. No timeouts remain for Aitkin, 3 timeouts for the Rangers. It will be Joseph Ringhand to inbound the basketball. Gets it to Stockman right away. And they're going to pressure on the defensive end for the Gobblers. Now we'll get a foul. And this one will most likely be, I believe Brecken Williams was the one that did foul. And unfortunately, I believe that's going to be foul number 5 for him. Yes, it is his 5th foul. Brecken Williams will come out of the game with his 5 fouls tonight. So now making officially 5, front end of a 1-1. It will be for Joseph Ringhand who'll go to the line. Brecken Williams will officially check out. Now brings in Ryan Alexander will come in for the Rangers. Braden Smith actually thought he was being subbed out for Ryan Alexander. So Alexander will come in. Braden Smith will stay in the backcourt. Front end of 1-1. Ringhand at the line. Knocks it down. 40-34. 34.8 seconds ago. Second free throw will be coming up. Ringhand's second free throw is also good. And a timeout taken by Crosby-Ironton. As for the duration, we'll just make it a quick 30-second timeout here. We'll just keep it right here. 34.8 seconds ago. Back down by 7 points is Aitkin. They do have the basketball. 2 timeouts left for Crosby-Ironton. Obviously, it's going to be a quick inbound. I don't know if you go for the 3 right away. I mean, at some point, you're going to have to. You go for a quick layup, then you're down by 5. Foul again. Then that way, it's going to be in the double bonus nonetheless for Crosby-Ironton.
Right. Double bonus here on out on the next foul. To your point, though, Paul, can you get a quick 2 and then try to play defense on the inbound? If not, you get that foul right away.
Now, if you're Crosby-Ironton, do you let Aitkin try and score if they want to go for the quick 2?
I think so. You don't want to foul. You let them, unabated pretty much to the hoop, defend until you know, and then get out because you don't want a 3-point play here.
41-34 the score after a pair of free throws made by Joseph Ringhand. Ryan Alexander will get the inbound from Eli Christie. Coming across half court now with 30 seconds to go in regulation. Almost loses it to the right corner. 3 on the way from Christie is no good. Rebound is loose. Will Meyer will get the loose ball, and he is fouled immediately. Gobblers decided to go for the 3 with Eli Christie. 41-34, foul assist to Alex Palm, his 3rd. 23.4 seconds remain in regulation, and at the line to shoot a pair will be Will Meyer. Free throw, number one is good, 42-34. Second free throw from Will Meyer, who's at the line and now makes it missed free throw. Up by 8. Andrew Martinson to Ryan Alexander in transition. Martinson straight on three-pointer on the way, no good. Gobblers turn around three from Eli Christie, no good. Andrew Martinson banks it up and in for 2. 6-point lead with 5 seconds to go. Crosby-Ironton will seal it off with a win in regulation of 42-36. Gobblers fall to Crosby-Ironton here tonight on YourLiveEvent.com as well as Skeeter 101.5. We'll get a break here, head into the postgame show, see if we get any postgame interviews with anybody coming up here tonight. Gobblers fall to the Rangers here this evening. Postgame shows coming up here on Skeeter 101.5, YourLiveEvent.com.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
Here in beautiful central Minnesota, we get to enjoy nature every day. At Mille Lacs Energy Cooperative, we understand because we live, work, and play here too. However, just because you're not in the big city doesn't mean you can't have access to great internet service. Let MLEC Fiber give you the fast and reliable internet you deserve. Check to see if MLEC Fiber is available where you live. Visit us online or call our office at 218-429-0433.
If your vehicle has an unfortunate mishap, you want the best in quality bodywork. You need to take it to Aitkin Body Shop. They can handle any collision or auto glass repair, and they have a state-of-the-art facility and technology. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit them at 421 North Minnesota Avenue. Towing services also available. Give them a call at 218-927-2883. Remember the name that stands for quality and trust. That's Aitkin Body Shop, providing exceptional auto body collision and paint repair since 1974.
It's been more than just a family tradition since 1938. Purchasing a new Ford car, truck, or pre-owned vehicle from Aitkin Motors. Family owned and operated. Aitkin Motors offers you a stress-free car shopping experience. Need an oil change? New tires? Check out the low-price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors has a full service department with factory-trained Ford technicians. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Dustin Richters.
Favorite teacher is Mr. Miller.
Mr. Googe is my favorite teacher.
Definitely Miss Grader.
Definitely Miss Grader in class biology.
Mr. May.
Right now is psychology. Mr. Smith's my favorite teacher.
Mr. May's science class.
Any art class.
Mr. May in my ornithology class.
We always practice good sportsmanship and respect. Go Gobblers. Go All-Stars.
Welcome back on Skeeter 101.5. And for those tuning in at YourLiveEvent.com, 42-36 our final score tonight with the Crosby-Ironton Rangers victorious over the Aitkin Gobblers this evening. Paul Vold joined alongside Jeremy Jansen tonight. Gobblers, a little bit slow out of the gates offensively in the contest, but Crosby-Ironton taking advantage with out-rebounding the Gobblers in the first half. 22 was a 22-13 halftime lead for Crosby-Ironton, but the rebounds were on the side of the Rangers, 15-9 at that point, getting some second chance opportunities on the offensive glass, which led them to a 22-13 halftime lead. Second half came out with a Crosby-Ironton advantage, eventually led by as much as 11 points in that second half, but the Gobblers didn't stay down. They cut the lead down all the way to about 2 points. That was to be as close as the Gobblers would get. And second half, then just some missed offensive opportunities for the Gobblers. A couple of costly turnovers late led to a 42-36 win for the Crosby-Ironton Rangers here this evening. And Jeremy, I think just looking at this contest as a whole, Gobblers' offensive opportunities were left very empty early, and that came back to hurt the Gobblers in this contest as a whole.
They were defended well by Crosby, and at the same time, we didn't rebound offensively great in the first half, and I think that's what led to that 9-point lead at the break, and Gobblers, the stats line up pretty even across the board, Paul, and it ultimately came down to free throws late for Crosby, and Gobblers out-rebounded the Rangers 17-13 in the second half for a game total for 29 for the Gobblers, 28 for the Rangers. 8 turnovers for the Rangers in the game, 9 for the Gobblers, so a clean game. 8 of 14 from the free throw line for the Rangers, and 8 of 9 for the Gobblers. With that said, Eli Christie was the only player to go to the free throw line for the Gobblers, 8 of 9.
Gobblers fall tonight against Crosby-Ironton. Rangers get the win as well. They now have a record at 10-4 on the season, getting a section win, getting a mid-state conference win, and also a rivalry victory here tonight from Aitkin High School. Get a break here on the post-game show. Of course, we still have our big deal player of the game, our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game coming up here tonight for both for the teams here tonight, as it's 42-36 here on Skeeter 101.5 and on yourliveevent.com.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
Here in beautiful central Minnesota, we get to enjoy nature every day. At Mille Lacs Energy Cooperative, we understand because we live, work, and play here too. However, just because you're not in the big city doesn't mean you can't have access to great internet service. Let MLEC Fiber give you the fast and reliable internet you deserve. Check to see if MLEC Fiber is available where you live. Visit us online or call our office at 218-429-0433.
Welcome back here on Skeeter 101.5, and for those tuning in at yourliveevent.com, on to the post-game show. We welcome in head coach for the Aitkin Gobblers tonight. Scott Stanfield joins us here on the post-game show. Coach, before we even got onto the interview here tonight, mentioning the low shooting percentage for your team, 42-36 a loss. Offense was at a premium for both teams tonight.
Yeah, it was ugly. Talk with Coach Galovich after the game. We set basketball back about 3 decades. Both teams shot poorly. Defensively, both teams I thought were very good. It's just a matter of we're so familiar with each other. It's hard to get anything, good looks going. But the good looks that we did have, we just didn't make them. So that's a tough one. And but our kids played with energy and did what we asked them to do. That sometimes the ball just doesn't go in, and that was one of these nights.
Coach, and another thing we noticed as well, obviously, with the rebounding early in the first half, Crosby-Ironton was able to get a couple extra looks as well. But then as soon as you bring in Isaac off the bench, too, that kind of started to swing your favor a little bit, then kind of mixing and matching as the game went along with Nathan out there as well, then working in Isaac off the bench, too. What kind of was that different look that he brought out there?
Yeah, he's just a big kid that, can get rebounds, but we were in zone a lot of those times that we didn't clean up the boards, and it's very, very hard to rebound out of zone sometimes. I mean, you can do everything right if the ball kicks off out of your area and you're boxing your guy out. There's gaps for offensive rebounders to come in, so that's difficult. And but Isaac does bring that dimension where you can clean up the boards. But in the end of it, it's we just got to find find a better mix of kids who are can play well together, and find what that is for Isaac. When Isaac's in, we got to change a little bit of what we do offensively, and we're just weighing. If we have the advantage, we'll do it, but there's sometimes it slows us down too. So we got to decide what kind of team we're going to be, and we'll work Isaac into that and get him more fluid. We forget all the time he's a he's a ninth grader, and he's learning every game, and he's getting better. So that's the good thing. But our kids played really hard, and we get to play them again in another month there, and I think it won't be 42-36. I can guarantee you that. And somebody told me we held them to 42 and lost by 6. I'd been shocked, but we missed shots going to the rim, and it's hard as a coach because you don't really know what you can do for them except just keep coaching them and encouraging them. And they're 16 and 17-year-old kids, and I watch a lot of college games, and the same thing happens there on Saturdays when you watch those teams sometimes struggle scoring the basketball, and it gets contagious. But all the other things I thought we did really well.
Coach, you get the rivalry game, Aitkin Crosby 10 miles away, and sometimes in a big game, it's a section game as well. You get the nerves, and some kids maybe get that more than others, but you get Eli with 22 tonight.
Yeah.
And a game like this is, you see some kids that really flourish in games like this. They want to go out there and show, and I thought Eli did a nice job, and I thought the Gobblers did a really good job of shutting down Stockman with 6 or 8 points, and did a nice job. And Ringhand, who's kind of led the way for him the last couple games, ended with 4, and so defensively did really well.
We were good, and Eli played a lot last year, and Braden didn't play, Brecken didn't play a lot of minutes, and Nathan didn't play a lot of minutes, and so in a game like this, there was tension in there. You could feel it, but that's not a bad thing.
No.
And it's a great learning thing for our kids. I mean, you want to put them in those situations where they're uncomfortable so they can get comfortable, and that's growing pains, man. But they'll learn, and we'll get better and better. We get to come back Monday and play another game, and which is good, and we'll get the kids in the gym and get some shots up. And but it's just one of those games. I mean, it was rugged, it was physical, it was everybody knew we knew what they were doing, they knew what we were doing, and at that point you just got to kind of grind it out, and hopefully your better players step up. And Stockman for them hit a couple big shots, and he's a good player, and their guards are very good. Very good guards. Stockman and Mount.
Coach, I know that, of course, coming up here next week, of course, Monday, you get started on Monday, a game here at home against Foley, too. The turnaround, once again, going from a Friday night into a Monday evening game as well. And, again, these days in between are going to be fewer and fewer as you go into the second half of the season.
Yeah, and that can be frustrating. We want to add some things, and now you just look at, you want to introduce it and then come back to it, a day or two later for recall and just see if the kids are grasping what you're trying to do, and it's really difficult at that time. And Monday games, I just really don't like. I don't. There's Mondays and Wednesdays shouldn't play. Period.
Amen to that. Throws off my week too.
It's not. It's not good.
No,
we're
certainly not.
We're playing every day of the week except Wednesdays and Sundays, and that's I think for the sake of kids in high school basketball, that's got to change somehow. They got to figure that out better.
Well, Coach, we certainly do appreciate the time to come on the post-game show as always. So we'll talk to you next week. Gobblers fall here tonight by the score of 42-36 on Skeeter 101.5, and the Rangers come out with a win here this evening. Take a break here in the post-game show. We've got our a big deal player of the game, our Enbridge Energy player of the game coming up, and of course we'll start to wrap things up here tonight. 42-36 Crosby-Ironton over the Aitkin Gobblers on Skeeter 101.5 and yourliveevent.com.
My name is Jared. Born and raised in Minnesota, and I'm a project director at Enbridge. Enbridge is more than a pipeline company. It's a company participating in renewable energy projects in Minnesota and abroad, and I'm really proud to be working here.
We believe a cleaner energy future is achievable. For over 20 years, we've been early adopters of renewable energy, and we're proudly committed to net zero emissions by 2050. To hear more from Jared, visit enbridge.com/Jared. That's Jerrid.
I'm dreaming of a world where thinkers and doers collide, where technology creates pathways for new opportunities and ideas. I want to ask questions and shape the answers that lead to real and meaningful advancements in this digital era. I'm going to innovate the world someday.
Riverwood Healthcare Center in Aitkin provides total joint care for shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, hands, and wrists. Our team of highly skilled orthopedic surgeons use innovative procedures to increase mobility and reduce pain. Get back to the activities you enjoy. Learn more at riverwoodhealthcare.org. Riverwood Healthcare, your trusted leader for orthopedics and sports medicine.
Welcome back here on Skeeter 101.5 and yourliveevent.com. For those checking out the audio stream as well at rjbroadcasting.com as Crosby-Ironton defeats Aitkin tonight. Boys High School basketball 42-36 as we get to our big deal player of the game here tonight, brought to you by Atwater GM and Aitkin, Riverwood Healthcare, Pizza Ranch in Baxter, Little Falls, W.W. Thompson Concrete Products in Brainerd, BigDealAuctions.com, Cuyuna Regional Medical Center, as well as the likes of Tykes Carpet Castle in Brainerd, Shannon's Auto Body in Brainerd, Takedown Gym in Brainerd. Big deal player of the game tonight, and, you know, maybe with a game that where offense wasn't as superb as it could have been. Nonetheless, we had a good performance out of Will Meyer tonight for Crosby-Ironton.
Yeah, he did a nice job in the post there. 10 points, 8 boards. Just a nice, steady. Made a big free throw down the stretch and played good defense against our bigs. And to the key of the game, I thought was attacking Will. Here he comes. Will Meyer coming up. Attacking Will, and he did a great job.
It's like he heard his name from across the gym or something. Come on up. Will Meyer, as we literally say, he's our big deal player of the game here tonight, comes up and is going to be joining us here on the postgame show. Will, tonight I want to talk about the matchup he had down low in the paint, playing up against Isaac Osmus, and, you know, they're the bigs for Aitkin as well. How did you feel down there tonight in the post?
I don't know. I was pretty comfortable a lot of the night, but those guys, I mean, that Isaac, he's going to be a force coming up here in a few years. I mean, he's got height. He's got a build on him. Hopefully, like, he's going to be something really cool to watch, I'm pretty sure, in a few years here. It was also, I mean, it's always really fun to match up with Alex Palm. Me and him have had a good friendship throughout the years, so that was pretty fun. I always look forward to this game.
I guess I don't really get the opportunity here when it comes Crosby-Ironton to talk to you kids after the game as well, with there being so much familiarity between the two. Guys find it difficult to play against each other and, you know, maybe try to lean the shoulder in a little bit more down low in the post there?
I don't know, a little bit here and there. I mean, it's really fun in general. One time I was shooting free throws, and all I heard was Alex Paul mention my air ball free throw a couple games ago. So I gave him a little jab a couple plays later for that, but that was about it. I mean, it's really fun to play with these guys. I've known them forever, so.
And one more time, Will, you know, senior year, get to see these guys one more time, and it's always fun to see they can Crosby matchup. Not a lot of surprises for either team. You kind of know what each guy's going to do and what each team is going to do, and that obviously was reflected in the score tonight. And so I think both teams played great defensively, and you guys did a better job in the first half. Obviously, offensive rebounds and some putbacks, and yourself with 10 points, 8 boards on the night. So a nice game for yourself and for the Rangers.
Yeah, thank you.
Big deal player of the game is going to go to Will Meyer for Crosby-Ironton tonight. Will, thanks so much for joining us at the postgame show, and we'll catch you around next time.
Thank you.
Will Meyer from Crosby-Ironton. Just weird how that kind of worked out there. That I think he was told to come up here, but as we're talking about it, he just comes streaking over at us.
I actually I sent his dad a message that we were talking about him, and I said we probably should get him on the radio. So
see, this is what happens when the two schools and the two kids and the two families, everybody knows each other. And I'm just the radio guy that's on the outside looking in. So, but again, thinking of Will Meyer and of course Coach Galovich as well for the time, of course. course, that talked with us before, after, during the season as well. Will Meyer, a big deal player of the game. But for Enbridge, I bring the energy player of the game tonight. I mean, Eli Christie, early on the offense was lacking in a lot of areas for the Gobblers, but, ultimately he kind of shouldered a little bit of the burden, but came out with 22 points tonight.
Yeah, Eli, 22 points, 7 boards, some key boards in there. The one thing you always look to as a coach, no matter what sport you're coaching, is your big-time players to show up in big-time games, and Eli had a nice game today. He's ultra competitive. Sky in for rebounds, hits a big 3, and then 1 in the second half. Had 15 in the second half. And the Gobblers, to Coach Stanfield's point of the juniors in Brecken and Braden didn't get that opportunities to play those big minutes, where Eli played big minutes last year as a junior, and so this is a game where you hope your juniors that now feel that tight, that rivalry game and close game, that the next time this happens, they're ready for it, and I know Eli will be. He shows up for every game ready to go, and again, 8 and 9 from the free throw line tonight, and just a nice game, high energy game from a big time player.
Aitkin Gobblers fall tonight against Crosby-Ironton Rangers 42-36. Crosby-Ironton is now 10-4 on the season, while improving their section record to 6-2 out of the section for Section 7-2A, and also now evening their record to 3-3 on the road. They've 7-1 at home this season over the Dave Galovich Gymnasium, but again, also getting that nice conference win to even their record at 1-1. Aitkin unfortunately falls to now 5-8 on the season, 3-2 in Section 7-2A. First conference game and a loss. They're 0-1 out of the Mid-State Conference. But the Gobblers will be back in action coming up Monday against Foley. A contest of which we'll have coverage on YourLiveEvent.com and on KKIN AM 930, FM 103.1, and, of course, at rjbroadcasting.com. But for Crosby-Ironton Athletics, I think we'll be in action coming up later next week. But we're going to be keeping our eye on these stat sheets coming up here with Crosby-Ironton girls star Tori Orline. She just became the girls' all-time scorer. Now she's looking for the school record of all-time points scored as well. She's about 200 points away for the Crosby-Ironton. I think she's, a freshman now,
She's a freshman, and that last I heard after the Gobbler game, when the Gobblers played over there, she was 300 points shy of 2,000.
Gotcha.
And has played a couple games since then. So a nice player and quite an accomplishment as a freshman.
So we'll be keeping our eyes for that mark to be broken before too long, before the end of this season. But Crosby-Ironton, again, they'll be in action on the road on Tuesday as well. Gobblers fall to Crosby-Ironton 42-36 here on Skeeter and YourLiveEvent.com. They're kind of tearing things down, but building things up. Big youth tournament coming up here this weekend for for Aitkin, I should say. They got
Crosby will be here, though.
Of course.
Yes.
So
girls tomorrow and boys on Sunday.
That's right. So there'll be plenty of action for a lot of these families here this weekend, and most of them will be sticking around here and spending a lot of time in the gym here this weekend as well. But Crosby-Ironton,
I might find myself here.
Yes. Yes, and I will be here on Monday as well with Aitkin taking on Foley in that boys game as well. But Gobblers, again, fall to the Crosby-Ironton Rangers 42-36. You miss out anything, of course, you can always go to YourLiveEvent.com, watch this broadcast again in its entirety. Of course, we'll be in action tomorrow morning on KKIN AM 930, FM 103.1, The Gobbler, with the Saturday Sports Wrap. So you'll hear from Coach Stanfield. We'll probably get Coach Galovich on as well to get a recap of the week that was for both teams. But before we start signing things off here this evening, big thank you to everybody for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. A big thank you as well to our sponsors. Without the help of our sponsors, we'd just be barking into the wind and nobody would really care at the end of it all. But nonetheless, a big thank you to our sponsors. If you heard or saw some of our sponsors from tonight, be sure to thank our sponsors with your patronage and always shop local. Big thank you to Crosby-Ironton High School with Coach Dave Galovich and, of course, Will Meyer for coming on the postgame show. For Coach Scott Stanfield for joining us in the pregame and postgame show. Gobblers, again, fall 42-36. Stay up to date, scores, schedules, broadcast times, and more at rjbroadcasting.com, YourLiveEvent.com for Aitkin Gobbler home events throughout the season. Well, as we wrap things up, big thank you to Jeremy Jansen for keeping book and, of course, for joining us here throughout the season whenever he can make the trip over, and especially with this Crosby-Ironton and Aitkin matchup as well. As we sign things off again, thank you to listeners for tuning in as well. Until next time, this is Paul Vold signing off from Aitkin High School. Crosby-Ironton defeats Aitkin 42-36. A proud presentation of R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. This is Skeeter 101.5. rjbroadcasting.com, yourliveevent.com. And this is Paul Vold signing off and saying enjoy the rest of your Friday night. Have a great weekend. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.